Now, this is the fly I'm going to be tying. Now, this is a Spey Style fly tied in, really it's a fly called the Heggeli. Now, normally the Heggeli would just have a brown hackle at the top, but the rest would be much the same, the bronze mallard or even a hair wing. Now I'm tying it as a Spey Style fly. The feathers I'm going to be using are the rump feathers from a ringneck pheasant. This is the rump feathers here. Now they usually see these in different colours. If you ever see the ringneck pheasant, you look at the back, just above the tail you'll see these colours here on the back, and these make for great sort of Spey hackles, and they're natural colours. That's a lovely chestnutty brown. Now I'm using a size 2 Spey Style hook. Now I'm going to start off with quite a thick thread here. This is to build up the body a wee bit. And this is where the time is taken up in tying this fly. Now this is the UTC in 140, which is the heavier of the thread. Now what I'm going to do is start now if you look at the hook, the wire has been bent to form the eye, and there's a small step there. Now I like to try and cover that, and by using tinsels and other bits and pieces, especially if you're doing a tinsel type body. Now for the tag I'm going to be using an oval silver tinsel. This is a vernier tinsel, it's number 14, or it could be a small. Now what I'm going to do is wind the way down. Now to flatten the thread, spin it anti-clockwise, and this will give you a nice base of thread to form your body. And we take it down till I'm in line with the point of the hook. Again, I'm spinning the bobbin as you can see. Now when I let the thread go, should be in line with the bobbin, the point, sorry, which is there. Now what I'm going to do is just wax my thread a wee bit, and then again make sure it's flat, encourage it to go flat, and come up about, say about 2.5 mil or so, 3 mil at the most. Now to protect the tag, what I'm going to do is wind it over some super glue. I'm using the fully milled super glue with the brush. This will protect it and make it last much longer. And then we form our tag using the tinsel. This point here. Now as we come up, I'm going to catch it in the side. Now what I'm going to do is continue up, because I want to build the body up. Now I'm going to do too long, so I'm going to trim this a length to that point where the eye has been formed round to. If you look here, I'm trying to keep it in the underside. Don't want it twisting round the body, and again just spin the bobbin anti-clockwise. This will flatten the thread. Now as I'm winding up, I'm just tapping the oval tinsel to keep it on this side as I wind, because it will want to follow the turns of thread. I know it looks a bit of a waste, but nothing worse than having a fly with lumps and bumps in the body. Especially, it's okay if it's a dubbed body or even a floss, you can hide it to a certain point. Now, on the way back down, I'm going to tie in the oval tinsel again with silver. So now I'm going to carry on up to this point. Leave a good 4 mil from the eye. I'm going to change the thread to black when I get back up. Scratch this on. Again, spin your bobbin, allow it to flatten, and then work our way down. Now we can control the turns by keeping the rib tight. You can spend a wee bit more time. I'm trying to speed up a wee bit here. Now for the tail, golden pheasant tippet. Now don't be shy with the fibres. Just make sure they're lined up. When they're lined up, you can tear them away. Tail length, just slightly by the back of the hook. Catch this on. Now what I'm going to have to do is trim this at a taper, so it tapers into the body, so we can try and hide it. And spin the bobbin again, and then we're going to work our way up. Just nice and tight. Try and keep things as smooth as possible. Now when I come up about, say, a third of the way, it's about there, I catch in my hackle. This is the body hackle, which is the longer fibre. I've got a smaller one for the throat. Just go for the tip on the top, with a good side facing myself. And then I can carry one up. Again, spin the bobbin when we need to. Work your way up. Just try and keep that material on the one side. As I say, you don't want it twisting round. Trim away the excess. Now I've got a gold tinsel, or silver and gold tinsel, Mylar. Right, now I'm going to change the thread now to a uni 80 in black. Just come up and over, nice and tight, and trim this away. A bit of wax on my thread to make sure it's not going to jump off. Now this is our gold Mylar, gold silver. We want the silver side, so it should have the gold facing you. Go down with 2 or 3 turns. And I'm going to work my way down. Now this is going to be fiddly, but you just take your time. Now you need a good length. Now I'm working around about, say, 18 inches or so for this size. Now you can see I'm trying to keep my fingers away, as far away from the hook, but touching with the turns as I wind down. This is large, so it's a nice large tinsel, so it covers really quick. We get to the hackle, just have to lift it out of the way, just bring it out. Tinsel, especially below it. Again, just take your time. So you need the long, get your fingers away. Maybe a wee bit fiddly, but you get a really nice body if you do this. Right up against your tail, a nice straight turn. Just turn, see where you are. Having the white thread as well as an underbody, you don't see it. And then we want to work our way back up. It's one of these things you've got to be patient. Now get to the hackle, which is drop back. So hold the fibres back, do that turn to tidy up that area. And then once they're passed, we can then work our way up. Now you could wind the hackle down, catch in with the rib, but I'm tying it this way. So now once you do that, you see the 3 turns holding that, you can take that back, then catch both, because then you're saving a wee touch bulk. And a wee bit of wax on your thread, really tight. Trim this away. Now you could counter rib this with the rib with the oval tinsel, which I'm going to do, or you could wind it up. You could take the tinsel up and then wind like a traditional way in line with the rib. I like to counter rib, I like to come up and winding this towards myself, encouraging the fibre to lay back. Just take your time, these feathers are actually quite strong, so all we'll do is work our way up, stroking the fibres back as we wind. We're going to need another hackle near the top, and just to fill it up or just to finish it off. Use the whole feather. Now to tie it off, we come across over the stem, turn on the top. Just hold it at this point, 2 or 3 more turns to make sure it's secure. Then we can trim this away. Now to get the rib up through, we've got to bring these fibres straight out, so we can work our tinsel up. And you want this nice and tight. Correct, this is counter ribbing the hackle. Just take your time, you need a good length, you want your fingers away from the hackle, try and not catch too many. Just allow the fibres to spring through, always keeping it tight. This last turn, I just want to grab these 2 fibres or 3 fibres, come round, which is fine. We can then draw back these fibres out of the way, catch in your rib nice and tight. There we are. It's a big, these type of flies, you just got to be patient with them. Trim away your tinsel, we can then tidy this up. Again, a wee bit more wax. Just roll, I just like to roll these fibres round. The moisture on your fingers just to see how they're sitting. That's fine. Now we've got our smaller hackle, same from the rump itself, just same colour so it blends in nice. I've trimmed away the fluff. Sometimes it's best to trim it away than pull it away because it could break the stem of the feather for winding, so just in case, trim it. Tie this in by the tip, fold it back, 2 or 3 turns down, slide your fingers back, there's the tip, you can then trim that away. Now what makes a nice sort of variant of this fly is to use teal at the front, so I'm just going to continue with the rump. It's fine, come underneath, secure it in. Trim away the stem, just be careful with your thread. Leave a wax on your thread again. I'm just going to build up a wee bit of thread just at the point where the stem's quite thick, because if you want your wing to sit a wee bit low, or you don't want it to sit up, basically have a wee, bring the thread in level with the stem of the hackle you just wound on. You can see that's a nice hackle. Let's see a lovely shape. Now bronze mallard, I've got it right on the left side. There we are, got 2 feathers here. I've got one quite larger than the others, but it's the matter, we'll get it to work. So I've got it right on the left. Now what I like to do, I'm not going to be fussy with this, take away the fluff at the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double the wing, use the rubbish at the bottom, basically the kind of soft dull coloured one, just lay that on your desk, get your other side and do the same, take away the fluff. There's the dull side, tear it off, and we tie these both on together. This will add a wee bit of sort of a base, an underwing, which helps hold the main wing. And when you're tying a fly this size, there's a wee tad too much on the side. You can see I've got them lined up, just pull them flat like that. I want this to come about, say, halfway into the tail, and then we just fold them down either side, 2 or 3 turns to hold. As I say, it's just an underwing. I'm just going to check that. It doesn't have to be perfect, you see, so it's just to hold the main wing. And trim this away. Again, a wee bit of wax on your thread, tidy this area up. Go back to our bronze mallard feathers, get the good stuff. And what I'm going to do is just bring it out, not too wide, tear it off, sit it on my desk. Do the same on this side. Let me twist it fibre there, I don't want. Again, we just, if you look, just take it out, tear it off. Now you get the 2 together, and I'm lining the tips up. Now what I'm doing here is checking the width of the wing. See, this one's just slightly too long, so I'm going to come in and remove some. The length, then you want it towards, tapering towards the tip of the tail. Now all we do is lay it on the top. Just check. Hold it. Go around with a pinch and loop. A couple of turns to hold. It's fine. Don't. You can see this side. That's fine. Not that. A bit of wax on your thread if you're happy. Then we can trim away the waste. The big flies are easy to tie with the bronze mallard. It's the smaller flies that's harder. So it's making me a wee bit of a pain. Now what we do, again, make sure you wax on your thread. Nice base the thread down, tying in the head, form a nice shape. Now I'm going to put some jungle cock on this. 2 eyes. I'm not going to go too big on them. As we see, smallish eyes. To do the same size, obviously. And I'll line them up. See I'm going to drop the eyes. Get the length that you like. Just make a wee space there. Check the length again. That looks okay. Now what I'm going to do is just steady tying them up into the wing. I'm going to drop them, so I'm going to tie them from pushing them down. So just hold them. Come around with 2 or 3 loose turns or so. You check. Now if that's a wee bit too high, you can then bring it down. Just check. This side seems to be sitting better than that side. Checking the length as well. Just make sure it's sitting right. You can always go back at this point. I'm not going to make it too long. Now when you're happy, you can tighten up. So, checking these fibres are fine. That looks okay. We've got wax on my thread. I've got 2 or 3 of these fibres, so what I'm going to do is just take them away. I like to catch in some of the fibres because it gives it a bit more grip. Folding these back. Start from the front, work your way up over the top of these. Now if the thread's going to slip on you, it's time to wax your thread, so it'll give you that wee bit more grip. Now I can break these off. Drop that jungle cock. I just don't want the jungle cock into the wing. I want it to slightly be down. That's fine, I'll do it. Just zigzagging the thread a wee bit here. Quick finish. Now to varnish the head, you've seen me doing it. I put super glue. This is a fully milled super glue first. This will set really hard. You see I'm applying it with a brush all the way around. If you can take your vise, you can easily apply it. Just watching. Now allow that to dry, and then you're looking for a couple of coats of varnish. And there we are. And that's a kind of Spey Style Heggeli. Nice part. Good fun to tie, a bit more than normal, but I'm trying to answer a few questions here. I got asked to tie a few different flies, and this was a fly I was asked for. I was asked for a Spey fly with an actual hackle or something like they could buy. And the rump feathers, you can get these, so I hope you enjoyed that.